Right, well, it's time for another locomotive review, and this one is made by Bachmann, as you can see. No prizes for guessing that. And this is the old box. This is the old box Bachmann had when they first brought their models out, because it has the flap on the box. I do like this box because it's unique and old, because you don't get boxes like this anymore. You know, we all know what Bachmann's box is like nowadays. It's that plastic stuff. And this locomotive is the LNER Green, designed by the grand designer himself, Sir Nigel Green, and this is the V3 tank engine. And this particular one is number 7684 in the LNER Green with the hopper type bunker. Now I do already have a V3 tank from Bachmann, which is just here. And this can be seen in various videos on my channel. And this is the weathered version. And this particular one has sprung buffers, couplings which you can remove by a screwdriver, because there's a screw in there. And it's a very impressive locomotive, very useful. And then when I came up upon this one for £43, which isn't too bad, I think, oh crap, I think this one, I think it was around the same price, I don't know. It's been some years now, it may have been more. And this came up on a website called eCrater. A website named after something on the moon. I'm sure that will come very far. And I just had to go for it because there doesn't seem to be many of these about, even if they come up on eBay. I mean, it might be because they're rare, I don't know. But this one is discontinued, definitely. But when you 9 times out of 10 when I go into eBay, there doesn't seem to be many about on there. And I have been after this one in this livery for a while, because it's just unique. And what's interesting is, only one of these V3 tanks, in reality, even went into this livery. And that's actually the number this one is, 7684. Which was located at Gateshed. Wherever that is, I don't know. But anyway, let's get this open and see what it's like. Yeah, that was hard. You have to excuse the tumble dryer in the background. There's not much I can do about that. Okay, so the box goes to one side. And then we get this, which is the body assembly of the locomotive. I don't recommend you throw this in the bin, because I've spoke about this in my Ginty review. I mean, for example, say this locomotive is running around on the track, and then suddenly one of the little pins that holds the side rods in place falls out. Or you're taking it apart to convert it to DCC, and you lose either this part here, which is the washer, or one of these parts here, the screws, or even the little pins that hold the side rods in place, because there's these little numbers here, as you can see. And basically what you do is, if you lose a part, or haven't got it, you go into their spares place on the internet, and you can order the part. But that can only be done if you've got this, because if you haven't, nightmare. Okay, so here's the locomotive, which is wrapped up in toilet paper. As long as it hasn't actually been used to wipe someone's backside, then I'm okay. And here we have the bag of details. Sorry about that, I got interrupted. I just hate it when that happens. And as you can see, bizarrely, we just have the brake rods that go underneath the locomotive. I was expecting more, but ah well. As I've turned the box, is there a finger hole? Oh yes, there is. Wow. On this old packaging, I think that's the first time I've come across a hole in the box. So that helps. So let's push the finger through the hole. That just sounds wrong. Very wrong. It sounds a bit kinky as well. And now we just take this toilet paper off. Oh wow. Wow. And there she is, in all her glory. Well, let's start. Well, first of all, we don't have any sprung buffers. But bear in mind, this is a discontinued model, and, you know, when Bachmann first started making their locomotives, which I do believe was 1939, what do you expect for that year? I don't know if this actual locomotive was released in 1939. May have been somewhere in the 90s, but what do you expect for that year anyway? Because sprung buffers hadn't been thought of back then. Also, the tension lock couplings are thicker. They're not thinner like these ones, as you can see. But again, this is an old design, but they still couple up. All the linkage here is very, very nice and accurate, or not the model then. We have very fine handrails going along the side. The lamp irons are on correctly. The livery is just stunning, it's just so accurate. And as you can see, there's the LNER letters on the side and the number 7684. Then there's a driver and fireman in the cab, as you can see. Wow. And, well, I do believe there is some cab detailing in there, but you can't actually see it. It's not painted. But then again, it would be pointless, because one, you wouldn't see it much anyway with the driver and fireman in there, and, well, you wouldn't see it anyway very well because of the cab. And the lining on the locomotive is very nice, and the coal is authentic. You could put real stuff in if you wanted to, but I don't usually bother with that. And the roof detailing is very nice. And as you can see, there's the details where if you do have any brake pipes, you could fit them on. But I'm not too worried about that. You see, this is a quality locomotive. I mean, comparing it to the other one, well, the only difference is really is the livery. And, of course, the sprung buffers, but, you know, the sprung buffers, whether it's got sprung buffers or not, I just don't care. Because, well, we don't really need sprung buffers, to be honest. And of course, another thing I just noticed, the safety valve for the side is on that one, and it's not on that one. But that isn't really a problem. And of course, she's very heavy as well. And the lamp irons, there seems to be, with the case of this one and this one, there seems to be one in the middle and two on either side of the locomotive, which is something that I haven't seen before. And that's about it, to be honest. I've explained a lot about this model already. I just can't wait to get this on the tracks and run it. And I think this locomotive would look really nice running with LNER T coaches. In fact, shall I put the T coaches on with this locomotive on this review? Because it would save me doing a video then of the loaded test run. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So, let's get this show on the road. Right, now, to put the coaches on, I'm going to show me putting them on, I'm going to use the railer, which is what it's called. It's a little bit dirty, but, oh well. You have to excuse the chair in the background. I've had to move that out of the way so I could do the review. So anyway, we'll put the first one on, which is this one. Then the next one, and then the brake. 3 coaches will be enough. I'm sure I could pull the 4th one as well, but I'm not going to do that. 3 is enough. Put the rolling road to one side. Sorry, me railer. There. Then we get the locomotive on the tracks. We'll make sure, actually we'll test it, yep. That is smooth. And then, we're missing something, obviously. We need a lamp. So we'll just drop it onto the lamp up there. Ta-da! And there we go. And now, let's see her go. Wow. Wow. I don't know where to begin. She is such a nice locomotive. Or, no, a better word, sexy. And she looks really well with those teak coaches. She doesn't seem to struggle with them as she goes around the bends, so she's strong. And like I said before, I'm sure she can pull all 4 teak coaches I have. But I'm not really wanting that. I'm just wanting a 3. As you can see, just gone past there with the fox picture. Don't ask me why that's there, but it's not important right now. And so there we have it. This pretty much sums up the review. I definitely recommend you worth getting a V3 tank, and if you can get hold of this one, I'd definitely go for it, because it's just unique and it's smart and it's just so nice to have. They never let you down. And so now that I've got 2 V3 tanks with that one there, they're just going to be really useful. So that's all I have time for this review today. I'll see you soon. I hope you've enjoyed this review, and thanks for watching.